This short video is intended to demonstrate the use of a function that I've made that will eventually be part of a package that includes analyses that are very useful but aren't contained in other R packages, or at least not contained in ones that I know about or ones that are widely used. The function that I'll be demonstrating today does semipartial and squared semipartial correlations for multiple regression. It'll do up to 10 predictor variables. So let's take a look at the function and let's take a look at how we use a function, as some folks might be unfamiliar with that. So let me first go into RStudio and share that with you. And I will show you the function itself. This is a file called parts. This is an R file. It contains what is called a function. Anytime you use a command in R, LM, whatever you're using, that is actually a function that's written into a package. Functions can exist on their own, however, and can be used and can be used outside of packages, and that's what's happening here until I put this all into a package with a few other things. All right, so here is the parts function. Notice there's a lot of stuff in here. You don't have to stress about all the stuff in here. All of the stuff in here is what the function is doing. It's doing its calculations behind the scene. What you need to do with this file is one thing and one thing only. Press Control-A, or whatever Mac people do, to select the entire text, and then run the whole thing. When you run the whole thing, it's going to take a minute or two. It's going to take a little bit of time, not much. This isn't a very big function. And you'll see now in your global environment where I'm pointing here in the upper right-hand corner, it now says that you have a function available called parts. So that has activated the function. When you open a library, what that does is it activates all of the functions in that library. Here we can do it function by function. So next up, let me take you to some code, how to use the function. What this function is going to ask for is it's going to ask first that you run a regression model. So you can run your regression model. I've just done one from our handout number 2. You can see I'm opening the data, and then I'm just doing this analysis that we looked at with 6 predictors of support for affirmative action. I run all of that so that I have the model available. And then the function itself here, and I'll increase the size there. The function itself here is simply called parts. So we type parts. It requires 2 pieces: the model, the name of your model. So you can call your model whatever you want. I called mine model.2. That's what it was called in the handout. I just copied and pasted this. And then pred. Pred equals 6. That's the number of predictors in the model. Those are the only 2 things that you're going to need. And I simply then just highlight and run this. And down below, we'll see the results. We'll see we have the semipartial correlation and the squared semipartial correlation. 2 pieces that are very useful. The squared semipartial correlation, very useful for reporting in regression analysis, getting at variance that's uniquely explained. This function is available from my GitHub page. You can see the full address here. Well, you don't need the README. You don't need the README part, but it would be GitHub, Chris Aberson, BetterReg, blob, main, or much more simply, you can probably just search for Chris Aberson GitHub. This function is called BetterReg. This function is part of what will be a package called BetterReg. And you can just navigate through my GitHub there. All the instructions for downloading and for doing it, it's also maintained on that page. So I hope this is helpful for everybody.